We are talking about a historic place for our community from a very historic time that's incredibly important to our Chinese American community as well as all of us that have immigrated from the Pacific Rim. This spot, Angel Island, has personal relevance, I think, for all of us of Chinese descent. My wife's family had members who came through. And all of us have known stories, are related to, are descended from individuals that passed through Angel Island. And we all know that Angel Island was the site of not just a celebration of our immigration story, but of the challenges, the tribulations, the trials of our community through that important site. And so it's so important to so many of us that Angel Island be the site that really commemorates the struggles and the triumphs of our community. It really ought to be the Ellis Island of the West, but we all know that it has not been that. And I want to thank the Angel Island Station Foundation for your decades of work to really put Angel Island on the map, put it as a destination for not just our community, but for all of our citizens here in the United States to really understand and appreciate.
Angel Island State Park is very excited to receive this additional and final funding for the completion of the Public Health Service Hospital at the United States Immigration Station. With it, we will not only be able to complete the building itself, but also establish the exhibits within. The United States Immigration Station at Angel Island is currently visited by almost 20,000 people yearly, many of them with ties to the station. You can enter the restored barracks and step back in time to walk the same path an immigrant took between 1910 and 1940. Over 7,000 children come to understand the processing of the people that happened from over 85 countries from this historic time. The vision for the hospital building is slightly different. Rather than a complete immersion back in history, this building will complement that experience as a space for current conversation. In addition to historically accurate vignettes of doctors and nurses' offices and a ward, there will be spaces encouraging rotating exhibits and relevant dialogue. In keeping with California State Parks' mission to provide for the health, inspiration, and education, we welcome people of all backgrounds to experience their parks. Telling these accounts about 85 countries, immigrants, and more creates a place where all Californians can find a piece of their story here, embracing the diversity of the American experience and providing opportunities for all Californians to relate to.
So the foundation has been working for more than 30 years to turn a history of exclusion into a future of inclusion, securing more than $40 million for the site in state, federal, and private funding for its restoration. Because of our work, the restored detention barracks and the precious poems were open to the public in 2009. And now, thanks to the leadership of Assembly Members Ting and Chu, the Pacific Coast Immigration Center at Angel Island State Park will be a reality. Located in the Public Health Service Hospital at the Immigration Station, the center will have interactive displays, rotating exhibits, and more, and all highlighting the very diverse stories of Pacific Rim immigrants. So Japanese, Filipinos, Koreans, South Asians, Russians, Jews fleeing eastward across Asia, Mexicans, Ecuadorians, and more. Because more than 1 million immigrants from more than 80 countries entered the country through Angel Island, and now we'll have a place to really tell their stories.
I also want to thank Angel Island Station Foundation for bringing to my attention and my office's attention this budgetary need and for working with us on this budget proposal. And I very much want to thank our Assembly Budget Chair for his leadership. We are blessed in our city in San Francisco that on the Assembly side and on the Senate side, we have had the chairmanships of the Budget Committee, but Phil Ting is someone who has understood and appreciated the history of Angel Island, and we work together to bring this important appropriations to renovate the public hospital building and to ensure that we have a Pacific Coast Immigration Center. That is what our community deserves. And the idea is, you know, when you have over 1 million Pacific Coast immigrants from 82 countries who went through this station that embodied and encapsulated so much of our country's history, we will have an appropriate way to celebrate, an appropriate way for us to remember, for us to reflect on our history, and a beautiful place for our families to go visit.